Hey, okay, so this was like kind of like impromptu. I've got some really bad allergies today, so if I sound like a dude, I'm sorry. But I want to talk about this. I've had several of my clients, several of my friends on Facebook come to me and ask me what speed keto was, you guys. And when I first heard this, I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I had no idea, never heard of speed keto, didn't know anything about it. It just was like this new thing. And I was like, oh, there's a new version of keto that popped up. So let me say this before I get started. To me, this is my personal opinion. I know people are going to feel differently about this. It is what it is, okay? To me, keto is keto, okay? Like, you just adapt the keto lifestyle and the dietary needs to what fits you, if that makes sense. So for me, dirty keto works because it prevents me from binging. For some people, strict keto works because they can get rid of all of those cravings, get it out of their system, and that's just better for them. It's just how they function, okay? I just don't like any of those terms. I think keto is keto. I think we adapt it to whatever works for us, what makes us feel good as a person. And the reason why I say that I don't like it is because I see a lot of hate, flying around, and I see a lot of people calling other people out for their choices that they make when it comes to keto. Oh, well, you're not keto because that's a sugar-free product and it has sucralose in it. It's a personal choice, and I just think that you should always adapt the keto diet, the ketogenic diet, to your lifestyle, and don't really slap a label on it. So when I heard speed keto, I was like, oh, here we go again. What is this? Who's gonna catch hate for this? What the fuck is it? I have no idea. And for me, being a coach and, doing the whole mindset thing and the macros and the meal planning with a lot of my clients, it is my responsibility to educate myself on speed keto. So, of course, I follow Dr. Berg on YouTube, and I talk to a lot of people in the keto community. I talk to a lot of other fitness coaches and things on Instagram that I'm friends with, and not a lot of people had really heard of it. And so Dr. Berg was really the only one that kind of had a video kind of related to how to get into ketosis fast. And I was like, oh, okay, so here's the deal. Here's my opinion on, is it bullshit or is it not bullshit? I'm going to say it's bullshit. The reason why I say it's bullshit is because I think it's just another version of the keto lifestyle, and it's a label that they've put on it because they're trying to make some type of financial gain off of the whole keto industry. And another thing I don't like is that, when keto is coming mainstream, a lot of people are getting the shit twisted, and they're into these really heavily processed keto snacks that aren't really keto because there's sugar in them and yada, yada, yada. So we're not going to get too much into that. But let me explain to you my opinion, okay, my personal opinion on speed keto. Another name for it is pretty much the carnivore diet, which has been around forever, okay? Which is another version of keto, which works for some people and doesn't work for others. Why do I think it's the same thing as the carnivore diet? Because you're removing all of the carbs, okay? That's what speed keto is, okay? A lot of people keep their carbs in between 20 grams and 50 grams. That's typically the sweet spot, okay? So speed keto or carnivore diet or whatever you want to call it is zero carbs, okay? It's just a zero carb thing, and that's all it is. And what that does is it just completely takes the carbohydrates from your body, and so it forces you to get into that ketogenic state faster, you guys. That, literally, that's all that it was. Another thing about the speed keto was kind of your fats, where that sweet spot is with your fat grams that you eat on a daily basis. This information, though, I really feel is just basic keto stuff. Again, you guys, some people on the internet are slapping this speed keto label on it so that they can financially gain. And I just don't want anybody to buy into something that's really not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give the reviews, whether it's a positive or it's a negative. I'm always going to be honest. I'm not endorsed by anybody. So here's the thing, with your grams of fat. You don't want to eat so much fat, okay, so that your body is basically using that fat and burning that for fuel. Makes sense? You want your body to dip into what fat you have stored on your body so that you can burn that, you can lose weight, you can feel good, you can reach your goals, okay? That's the whole goal of keto. So I think that if you're doing speed keto or anything like that, I'm going to say that like 75 to 80 grams of fat is typically going to be all you need. I try not to go over 90 grams of fat on a daily basis. Just because I want my body to burn what I have stored already and not just use this diet and I'm in ketosis, but I'm not getting any of the benefits from it, okay? Protein, as far as protein is concerned, this was kind of like another difference that I noticed. On the carnivore diet, again, I'm going to relate it to the carnivore diet because there's so many similarities. On the carnivore diet, your goal is to kind of get your fats and your meats in one product, okay? So like you're going to buy a fatty cut of steak, right? Not a lean version. So you're getting your fats and your proteins right there together, okay? You're going to eat salmon versus like a lean fish and like cod or something like that. You don't want to eat that. You want to do the salmon. You know what I'm saying? You're going to eat pecans instead of peanuts. You know, you're going to not eat turkey, like, because it's the leanest thing on the planet. And so that's kind of another choice. And another similarity for speed keto or carnivore, that's the same thing, you guys. It's just basically the ketogenic diet. It is what it is. You shouldn't be eating lean cuts, okay? If your protein is so high, your body is going to spike insulin, and that's like the thing you don't want to happen on keto, okay? So you kind of have to know where your sweet spot is, you know? Like trial and error for me. I've been keto on and off for 4 years, you guys, and it's been trial and error, you know? And so I've kind of figured out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And so that's kind of what it is. Like you don't want to be eating the lean meats and then adding the fat to them, like butter and stuff like that. Just get a healthy, good cut of meat. Go get a piece of salmon. You can eat bacon, yes. You know, pork is really good. Fatty hamburgers. I know a lot of people don't like pork, but it's good. It's good. I love it. Okay. It's personal choice. So you can do anything of like that. If you want chicken with the skin on to make it crispy, like that's a really good fatty cut of meat. Okay. So that's pretty much it, you guys. And when I saw this, I was just like, everybody's going crazy over this speed keto, and it's like really no different than just getting yourself into ketosis faster. You just have to know what you're doing. You just have to educate yourself, okay? You have to reach out to people who are successful with the keto diet and ask them, you know? And a lot of people are super willing to help you. So that's what it is. I think that the carnivore diet and the speed keto diet are one and the same. Do I think that it works for everybody? No, okay? Lowering your carbs to 20 and 50 grams is fucking hard enough. To take it down to 0 is insane. Can it be done? Absolutely. I do it all the time. The only thing that I'm going to warn you on doing something like speed keto or carnivore or whatever is make sure you're getting your electrolytes from somewhere else, okay? Because your leafy greens, like your spinach or your broccoli, is where all your nutrients come from, okay? All your potassium and things like that your body needs to stay away from the keto flu, okay? As you're transitioning, like if you're new to the whole keto thing, you're more susceptible to the keto flu because your blood sugar is lowering, so you kind of like already feel as you're transitioning. So if you're going to do the 0 carb, carnivore, speed keto, whatever the fuck you want to call it, make sure you're getting your electrolytes. The other thing that I want to say that's similar to, like I'm laughing every time I say this because I'm like, where did speed keto come from? Like who the fuck was like, oh, I'm going to slap this label on it and I'm going to go get some financial gain. I hate that because I feel like nobody's best interest is at mine. So basically, the other thing that you can kind of do is fast. Like if you intermittently fast or you extended fast with keto, again, it's a personal choice. It's not for everybody. It doesn't fit everybody's lifestyle, you guys. Like fasting has been a consistent struggle with me. I'm still learning and I'm still giving it a go. Like I love fasting because I love the results you get from it. I love how I feel. I love how I sleep. I love a little bit of the freedom of not having to track my food all the time. But basically fasting and doing keto, they're trying to put underneath speed keto, and it's been around. Like it's already been there. We've already been there, done that. We're doing it. We're reaping the benefits. It's fucking awesome, right? So that was another thing that I saw that they were trying to incorporate was keto plus intermittent fasting. I am kind of, to be honest with you, as always, I'm kind of on the fence still about fasting. It's been this thing where I didn't educate myself on it when I first started, and so I failed miserably, and like it is still causing me currently to this day to binge eat. I, however, am very stubborn and I'm willing to keep going and figure it out. So I recommend starting out small, okay? If you're gonna start with the whole intermittent fasting thing, I'm going to tell you from personal experience, you guys, it is not going to be for everybody. Please don't just be like gung-ho, I'm not going to eat for 72 fucking hours. I have no idea what I'm doing. Don't do that, okay? I did that. It is not cool. Like, you will want to stab people. For women, you will have your period possibly twice in 1 month. Like, you'll binge eat afterwards, and then you'll be bloated and miserable. Excuse me, work your way up to this. Like, just take your time with your weight loss goals and your health journey, you guys. Like, you weren't unhealthy overnight, you know? Like, I don't understand why there's such this rush on it. So work your way up. Start with a 12 to 13 hour fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, eat from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Get your macros in there and then fast overnight. Why? Because you're sleeping half the fucking time, and it's like, ooh, you wake up, you're already fasted. You can have black coffee for breakfast. I am not a fan of that. I think it tastes like shit, but you know what? You do what you gotta do. And then you can eat lunch and you'll adapt. And every week, every couple of days, kick it up another hour, okay? I again am hard-headed and stubborn, and I just go right in and I do a 20-hour fast. I'm currently working my way up to 24 hours. Tomorrow will be my first 24-hour fast, and I'm doing 1 meal a day type deal with keto. So that's kind of where I'm at with my personal journey. I just like to play and experiment and see what works for me, and I'm not fucking scared to jump in and do it. But I was really intrigued by this speed keto thing because I thought I was missing out on something. And when I did the research, I was like, what the fuck? This is the same stuff we've always been doing. Please don't buy into that. Please continue your keto journey. If you ever have any questions for me, just drop them below. If you want me to go over a certain topic that you particularly struggle with, just drop it below in the comments, you guys. I am always willing to help. A little bit of personal background for me. I am a nurse. I was a pediatric nurse, and a lot of my pediatric patients were on keto, and that's kind of how I got introduced to this whole thing 4 years ago, and I saw it control a bunch of medical issues. I loved it. I became fascinated with it. I had my second daughter. I got super like in that zone of struggling to get the weight off, and this was kind of like the thing that not only got my weight off, but it made me feel good about myself, and I felt great, and I slept good, and it was just like, wow, you feel incredible when you wean yourself off of the carbs and you get onto the fat. Like I said, it's not for everybody, okay? So don't make your own choices based on somebody else's opinion or something that you see on the internet. Please do your research, and there is just complete bullshit wrapped around speed keto. Like, just fast and do keto. Just cut your carbs down to 0. If you really want to get into keto fast, like it'll take you like 2 or 3 days doing it that way. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. So I hope you got some information from this. I hope this sheds some light on this topic for you. Like I said, if you have any other questions, drop them down below. I am also on Facebook and Instagram. I will link those down below for you so that you will be able to message me if it's quicker. So thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Bye.